A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic military operation on Tuesday, the U.S. military reported the killing of 11 alleged members of the Tren de Aragua gang during a strike on a vessel suspected of transporting illegal drugs from Venezuela to the United States. President Donald Trump confirmed the operation via a post on Truth Social, stating that the military conducted a kinetic strike against the vessel while it was in international waters. The strike comes amid escalating tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela, as the Trump administration intensifies efforts to combat drug trafficking from Latin America. Trump's announcement included a video that purportedly showed a small boat engulfed in flames, which he claimed was carrying narcotics. The terrorists were at sea in international waters transporting illegal narcotics, heading to the United States, Trump declared. He emphasized that no U.S. personnel were harmed during the operation and warned those considering drug trafficking into the U.S. to think twice. The Tren de Aragua gang has been labeled a terrorist organization by U.S. authorities, and Trump accused Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro of overseeing the gang's operations. The U.S. Department of Justice has placed a $50 million bounty on Maduro for his alleged involvement in drug trafficking. "We just shot out a drug-carrying boat," Trump reiterated during a press briefing, adding that drugs from Venezuela have been flooding into the U.S. for years. In response, Maduro condemned the U.S. military action, warning of an armed fight should further incursions occur. He accused Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio of attempting to provoke a military conflict in the Caribbean. "Mr. President Donald Trump, watch out, because Mr. Rubio wants to stain your hands with blood," Maduro stated, signaling his readiness to defend Venezuelan sovereignty. The U.S. has ramped up its maritime presence in the Caribbean, citing threats from drug cartels operating in the region. Meanwhile, Maduro has mobilized troops along Venezuela's coast and border with Colombia, calling on citizens to join a volunteer militia. He has accused the Trump administration of trying to destabilize his government and seize Venezuela's vast natural resources, including its oil reserves. As the situation unfolds, analysts suggest that a full-scale invasion of Venezuela is unlikely, given the limited number of U.S. troops deployed in the region. Experts believe the U.S. military actions are primarily focused on drug interdiction rather than regime change. This is more about showing force against drug cartels than it is about removing Maduro from power, said Ryan C. Berg, a director at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. The strike raises questions about the U.S. military's intelligence and the criteria used to identify those aboard the vessel as members of Tren de Aragua. The gang, which originated from a notorious prison in Venezuela, has expanded its influence amid the country's ongoing economic crisis, leading to a significant exodus of Venezuelans to neighboring countries and beyond. Despite the U.S. government's claims, Maduro and his officials have dismissed the narrative of Venezuela as a major drug trafficking hub, citing a United Nations report that suggests a minimal percentage of cocaine produced in Colombia passes through Venezuelan territory. Maduro's administration continues to assert that the U.S. is fabricating a drug trafficking narrative to justify its aggressive posture towards Venezuela. As tensions continue to rise, the international community watches closely, with implications for regional security and U.S.-Latin American relations hanging in the balance. The situation remains fluid, and further developments are expected as both nations navigate this high-stakes confrontation over drug trafficking and sovereignty. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.